Hi everyone, I'm Ayla. Charismatic, you need to focus on your interlocutor and on his features. So now I will give you an example from the election in England in the 19th century. And this example was given from the book The Charisma Myth. By the way, I strongly recommend you to read this book on your own. And most of next techniques that I'll share with you are given from this book, so make sure to check it. So there were two candidates, Mr. Gladstone and Mr. Disraeli. After speaking with Mr. Gladstone, people were thinking that he is the cleverest person in England. They were really fascinated by his features, by his leadership qualities. That was Mr. Gladstone. But after speaking with Mr. Disraeli, people were thinking that they are the most intelligent people in England. So Mr. Gladstone, the cleverest person, and Mr. Disraeli, who made others feel intelligent, fascinating, and the best people in the world. So who do you think won the election? Mr. Gladstone or Mr. Disraeli? So Mr. Disraeli won the election in the 19th century, and because he was making others feel smart and intelligent. So how to do that? How to make others feel intelligent? First of all, if you have an opportunity, do your homework. Try to get some knowledge about the person, about his work, his profession, his hobbies, and so you will feel more confident during conversation. If you don't have this opportunity and you see the person at the first time, then you need two techniques. So the first, it's asking questions, and the second, it's to become an active listener. After asking these questions, you need to listen really carefully. So which questions to ask, how to become an active listener, and how to finish a conversation, what's more important, and you may feel stuck when you have a small talk but you don't know how to finish it. So let's switch to, first of all, to questions. I'll share with you several questions that you may use to become more charismatic. Let's first think about formal event. The first question for formal event, it is, what brought you here tonight? So what brought you here tonight? But actually, I would recommend you not to ask specific questions, like, what do you want to get from this event? Because, maybe I don't want to share the answer with you. And that's why give me the space to switch your attention to another topic and actually not to answer to your question. That's why what brought you here tonight is a general question, and it wouldn't make me feel insecure, and I wouldn't feel pressure to answer the specific question like, what do you want to get from this event? But I know that people may use these questions, what do you want to get from this event? But I would recommend you not to do that. Let's switch to the second question. It is, how are you connected with this event? So are you a participant, an organizer, or maybe the person is going to give a presentation? If you're a participant, so you may say, so am I, and I'm share your feelings that you're glad being there. If the person is organizer, you may look around and give some compliment about the organization of the event and say what specifically you liked. So I think they would be really pleased to get this compliment. And if the person is a presenter, you may say that you are looking forward to listen to him, to his presentation, and actually to finish like that. So let's switch to informal situation. So you may offer a compliment about what the person is wearing. And if it is something interesting, like unique, you may ask a question, what's the story behind it? So, that was the second point, to ask an open-ended question, like, what's the story behind it? And the word story by itself triggers positive emotions, and the person would like to recall in his memory certain stories, and probably he will share these ideas and stories with you. So What's the story behind it? That was the second question. Third one, it may seem very typical, and it is, where are you from? But not just where are you from. After that, what was it like growing up there? So how were you brought up in that town? And the smaller the town, the more delighted the person would be to speak about his town, because he knows that anyway you haven't a clue about what's the town, where is it situated, how it looks like. So that's why that would be an interesting and not typical question. What was like growing up there? If you have any ideas about other questions, write down them in the comments. So we'll have a list of interesting questions, and I will also use them. So now you have asked questions and you need to listen carefully. Actually, becoming an active listener, it is a part of focus charisma. So there are 4 styles of charisma. So when to use them, what do they mean, and how to switch between them, and when to switch between them, I'll shoot next video. So make sure to subscribe not to miss that video. So how to do that, to become an active listener? You need to practice mindfulness techniques. And there are certain techniques that may help you. For example, you may focus on your breath every day for a minute. And then it's better to extend this time. For example, the first 3 days a minute, then for 2 minutes. So you focus your mind on your breath and you breathe, and imagine that your breath is someone that you want to give your attention to. So you breathe and focus on the sensations. Then switch your focus on your toes and your fingers. The sensations on your toes and your fingers. Is the floor cold or warm? Then think about your fingers. Switch your focus on your fingers and bring yourself back to this room. So because we have sometimes this spaced out mind, so give it back to this room and be 100% present here. That's the skill that you need to practice every day until it is automatic. And when you have a conversation, you know now how to listen carefully. You also need to keep in mind that it's better, well, it's not recommended at all, to look around while speaking with the person. So don't look around and don't gaze into space. So when you're gazing into space, you would not be an active listener in this case. So now you know how to become an active listener. And let's finish a conversation or a small talk. So you may share contacts with the person, especially if you share contacts of your social media. That would be great to keep in touch with this person. And the second one, if you feel insecure and it's your first event, then it's better to be on duty. So to be an organizer of the event, and when you want to finish the conversation, you may say that, sorry, but I have to do something, because you're an organizer, the person will understand, and it would be much easier for you to say goodbye. So, and of course, in the end, you may say, it's great speaking to you, or it's been a pleasure talking to you. So it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you liked it. And I'll see you in my next videos.